Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle and today I have for you a Gauss shotgun build, and yes, it is a full health build, so something different, not a usual blooded, that's a full health build that's very capable of doing extremely high damage thanks to anti-armor Gauss shotgun that I showed in the previous video. It is working great. Unfortunately, to fully pull off the damage of this build and everything that it can do, you will need to be a high level, as there is high perk card requirement. So the special distribution before application of legendary perks is as follows, and then we have all the legendary perks, which are Wood Rats for rat resistance and rat management, Master Infiltrator, this is for convenience, can be swapped. I would recommend to use something like poison resistance if you can. Then special, agility, endurance, intelligence and luck, which is total of 20 extra points to your special. If you have less, you can still do this build, but it will be weaker. It will not be as great as the one I have in here, but it's a goal to aim for if you like Gauss shotgun. Now the perks themselves. Under strength we have Trawling Pharmacy for our chem needs, all the shotgunner perks, including Scatter Shot that reduces the weight of shotguns and most importantly improves the reload speed. And someone is sharing blocker, that's not my card. Under perception, two essentials, Skid Shooter and Concentrated Fire, so we are covered for outside of VATS combat and VATS combat, both very important. Under endurance, max out life giver, fireproof and adamantium skeleton. There is a reason for adamantium skeleton, as this build do not rely on stim packs, rely on passive healing from armor, and passive healing from armor do not heal limbs. So we need adamantium skeleton. Otherwise, from time to time, our limbs will get crippled and that's kind of annoying. Then under charisma, strength in numbers and tenderizer. Under intelligence we have Demo Expert, that's the most important of all the perks to boost Gauss shotgun damage. Then we have all three max out science perks, that's additional 30% to Gauss shotgun damage. And lastly I have batteries included. If you have ammo storage and you don't carry too much ammo with you, you can swap it for first aid, or you could even possibly save 3 points under intelligence and run with less, like Scrapper, so 4 points. You can reduce intelligence by 4 points if you don't have enough special yet. Then agility, through Harka for me, as I always have a nice supply of coffee. Enforcer, rank 1 is enough, there is so many projectiles and shotguns that you will cripple efficiently with rank 1 of Enforcer. Born Survival is here just in case, and Gunfu. This was greatly buffed, so auto-swapping targets in VATS will give you a lot of extra damage. And remaining points allocated into Adrenaline, and it's rank 3. If you cannot afford rank 3, rank 1 is already great, rank 3 is just a little bit better. And I was not even able to max out Adrenaline, even at my level I don't have enough points for that. Then under luck we are focusing on AP refresh with Grim Reaper's Sprint, then better criticals for damage, class freak, as we have a lot of mutations. Curator, there was 1 point. Curator is not necessary if you are not using bobbleheads, you can run without Curator. Star Genes and critical savvy, so we have our critical every third shot. Every third shot is really good, so it's helpful. Critical savvy is in here. Then our mutations. For this build I recommend still Adrenal Reaction, just because the negative is so light, just 12 hit points lost, and in hard combat when you'll be taking some damage there is a little bit of extra DPS from it, so that's almost 3 extra damage, so I would recommend to still take it. Then Bird Bones for extra agility, Eagle Eyes for crit damage, Egghead for extra intelligence, Herbivore, as for VATS builds, Herbivore is the best. Health Mentality for free special, Marsupial for jumping, Scully Skin for resistance, and Speed Demon for movement speed. And no grounded, grounded will reduce the damage of the shotgun, so it's not allowed. Even though shotgun is doing ballistic damage, it does count as energy weapon, so no. Now the gear, the most important shotgun role you are looking for is anti-armor, less action point cost. If you can get crit damage or VATS hit chance on second star, that is good. But what you need the most, anti-armor. The second most important, less action point cost. That's what you need for your armor, and modifications, as you can see here, are recommended. Those are like the best. Then for armor, we are running a full set of solar armor. And here, roll you will get on it, it's not very important. Whatever roll you will get, just craft a full set of solar armor. Like, as you can see, I have 2 life-saving pieces. They do not provide any benefit for me. Those are like waste rolls, but I'm not re-rolling just yet, it's too expensive. I have 1 troubleshooter, which is nice, and I have 2 vanguard pieces. I was lucky. One of them is fire resistance, and as well, torso I recommend to modify with asbestos lining, as currently fire damage and being set on fire can really do a lot and can actually kill. So I do strongly recommend to put asbestos lining and 1 piece with fire resistance. I was super lucky to get it. And 1 more vanguard. Most of the rolls on my armor is bad, so this will work with any set of solar armor. About backpack, under armor, up to you, doesn't significantly affect this build, nothing is required. Now the performance of the build. The Gauss shotgun is best used in third person, as fire rate is significantly higher for some reason in third person. Most of the time you want to aim for the torso. The only reason to aim for the head is if you do plan to charge the shotgun. But unfortunately the bonus damage from charging the shotgun is very small, so absolutely not justified to do that. You will spend a lot of time charging the shotgun and will do slightly more damage, so that's not needed. Oh, and there is a Scorch Beast waiting for us. And as you can see, VATS hit chance is great after several shots, as concentrated fire max out will quickly ramp out, and sometimes you surprisingly hit with 0% hit chance, so you never know how it works. When the hit is triggered, when it's not. But it will hit the target eventually, you just need to shoot enough. And action points, you should be alright. You should be alright with your action points, and that's natural action point refresh in here for me. I don't run any food at this moment. And someone activated encrypted. And I think absolutely the biggest advantage of this build is the fact that you don't need to manage anything. You can use food and it's very beneficial when you want to, but you are not forced to. But if you can, I would recommend to keep some coffee on the bar, so if your AP drops and you will get unlucky, to trigger the luck perk to replenish it, you can just pop some coffee. And you don't need to manage your rats, you don't need to manage your health. You self-heal from solar armor, your rats self-heal as well. There is adamantium skeleton, your limbs are never crippled. You are always ready to go, that's the biggest advantage of this build. And in case of events like in here, if I want to focus more on tagging, I can use my 2-shot Gauss shotgun, and all other rolls are bad. But 2-shot is the only important, so as you can see, if I get the 2-shot, the spread is really high. So this is nice, and I will do one more thing. When I want to tag on events, I unequip Skid Shooter, and I do equip Grenadier. I do the swap. So I do the swap for event purposes. Of course, I cannot solo tank the imposter when browsing the perks. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. The imposter was greatly buffed in recent patch, but look at this spread now. If I unequip the perk, now that's the spread for tagging. Now we are talking. Now I can just shoot and tag everything on events. That's the purpose of that. Full spread. Even aiming down the side, I'll still have huge spread, so if I want to tag far away, I can aim. So spread is slightly reduced, but still big enough, so I get all the tags. I get everything tagged, so that's how this build performs greatly. And for every day I'm not running Grenadier, even though it's good. For this simple reason, I don't want to kill myself too often if critical hits me. Like, my critical hits me and then I can kill myself, and I don't want to do that. Oh, well, there's too much stuff going on. Let's move a little bit. Those robots hit hard today. And now I need to swap back to my instigating. Back to my instigating Gauss shotgun. Okay. Let's try maybe... Oh, it's already over. To kill the imposter when I was not looking. That's fast. So someone already finished imposter. So I'm swapping... Oh, and for the VATS use, you don't really need accuracy improvement from your perception perk. So skid shooter is not needed if you are mainly popping in VATS, so you don't need to re-equip it. If you are doing events a lot, you can keep your grenadier and maybe this one free spare point to don't have it just with nothing. Pop a green thumb and it's cool. It's a swappable. So it's one swappable perk. You either go with accuracy outside of VATS, or you go with VATS and without it. As you can see, the accuracy will not be bad. It will make it easier for tagging even if you only have one shotgun, as anti-armor is getting slightly better spread in this case scenario. And I looted something, I don't know if that was imposter or something else. I don't know where. Oh, imposter died here. Did I looted him? Her? Galper Smaka. Okay. So that is the build. And if my health drops too much, like in here, I will need to use some healing items, as armor works from 60% up. So I need to have at least 60% health, and now you can see my health bar is regenerating by itself. If I open a effects page, you can see solar armor regeneration popping, and that's how fast it's regenerating. So the more health I have, the better, because then I have more to lose before dropping under 60%, and when I drop under 60% health, the free healing will not occur. So that's important to remember. And that being said, this is the build. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you all for watching. Turtle out.